Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first video you're ever seeing of me, hi, I'm Abby. I am a 7-figure Amazon FBA seller and I have been selling on Amazon's platform for almost 6 years now. Well, I'm ending my 5th year going into my 6th year. So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, a little bit excited because this is a business that I started when I was in my mid-20s and now I'm 30 years old and living off of the money I make on Amazon. So I get excited to talk about it, I will admit. So if you are here for the first time, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, just a quick warning, you guys, if anyone is trying to get you to send them money on Venmo, through Zelle, or any other platform outside of my legitimate websites, which would be Learn with Abby or SavvySellerFBA.com, it is a scam. Please don't fall for it. I want to make sure you guys are all being safe. So with that being said, in today's video, I want to show you some products that I almost sold. And I'll tell you the reasons why I didn't end up moving forward with them. But I honestly sometimes have that feeling of what would have happened if I would have decided to move forward with that product. So in this video, I'm going to look at the data and see if it would have been worth it or if I made a good call by not selling these products. So with that, we're going to jump right in. All right, we're inside of my computer, and the very first product I want to show you guys is one that I considered selling not last year, but the year before. So that would have been 2021 at the end. And I kind of went down a whole rabbit hole with this niche of like infrared red light devices and appliances. I don't know how I came across it, but once I got into it, I spent like the entire day doing research and I had my eye on this specific product. So it was a red light like belt for weight loss. So I'm just gonna put red light belt, and yep, this is the exact product that I was looking at. At the time that I found this product, literally every seller, and there weren't that many, had under like 50 reviews. This was a very new product at the time. And even now we can see that there are sellers who have high reviews, but then there's others that are not too high. Let me find out if this is still a good product to sell on Amazon. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're going to look at the data and see how this product has sold over time. So I'm gonna just go ahead and use my Helium 10 tool. And if you don't know what Helium 10 is, it is honestly the best Amazon product research tool that you can find. So when you're looking for products on Amazon, you can't just pick a random product without knowing whether or not it sells well. I am going to be utilizing Helium 10. And if you don't know what Helium 10 is, it is the most powerful Amazon product research tool that you can find. And what it does is it basically shows you all of what is going on behind the scenes of the products that you see on Amazon. So it can tell you how much money a product is making. It can tell you how many units the product is selling, how much money the sellers are making. And so it's really important to be able to utilize concrete data to pick a product to sell on Amazon. And so Helium 10 is the one that I have found and loved and used for many years of selling on Amazon. And I do recommend that you give it a try. I have it linked in the description of this video if you want to give it a try. I guarantee you it will make your product research journey a lot more smooth and you won't regret it. So that is what I'm going to be using right here. So it's this little icon where it says Helium 10. I'm going to go ahead and click on it and oh no, I'm not logged in. Please hold. Okay, we're back. We're going to use this tool X-Ray and it says Amazon Product Research. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that button right there and we're going to dig a little bit and see if this product is doing well. I suspect that it is because, of course, it is a weight loss product. So I'm assuming this product is doing pretty well. Immediately, I'm a little bit surprised by the search volume. If you don't know, search volume tells you how often the product is being looked up on Amazon. So I put in the keyword red light belts, right? That is what I typed into the search bar. And for that search, there are only 714 searches per month on Amazon, which is very, very low. I would want to see a search volume closer to 5,000. And so this is on the low end. But I'm going to go ahead and click on this graph. And what this graph does is it shows you how the search volume has fluctuated over time. So it's historical data. It defaults to the 30-day view, but I'm going to go ahead and click on 90 days to get a bigger view. And then I'm going to click on 1 year to get an even bigger view. And then lastly, all time to see how this has done over time. I do kind of assume that this would be a bit more of a seasonal-ish product. I say seasonal-ish because anyone could want to lose weight at any time, but I do think as we go into the new year and everyone's making New Year's resolutions, that this would be a more popular product, but that's just my suspicion. So here we can look as far back as it goes, which was 2021, and it looks like there was a huge spike in the summer of 2021, and I can only suspect that this kind of went viral in some way. I can't really think of another reason why it would have peaked like this at this time of the year. Aside from maybe the fact that it's the summer, people might be wearing more revealing clothing and just like realizing that they want to make improvements to their body. I'm not really sure. But as I scroll here, I can see that the search volume over time has been pretty low for this specific keyword, and there's nothing too impressive to look at here. This makes me think that this is not the main keyword for this product, because if it were, the searches would be higher. So I'm going to actually try to identify the main keyword here, and I'm just going to look at some of these sellers to see what they are putting in their title, because that will give me a good gauge as to what keyword I should be looking at. So I see red light therapy, infrared light therapy wrap belt, which is a mouthful, red light therapy belt. So that's what I'm going to actually look up. Red light belt doesn't have high searches, but let's do red light therapy belt. And I apologize if I sound congested. I am getting sick and I'm trying my best not to sneeze. So let me go ahead and see what we're looking at here. So we've got the summary for red light therapy belt right here, and I can see the full summary if I click on this button here, but you can only see this information if you have the platinum plan with helium 10 or above. If you have only the starter plan, you're not going to be able to see this data, but because I have platinum, I can just go ahead and click on show, and it will give me all of the details here. So we are looking at a lot of information, but I do like this summary because it gives you a lot of data and you don't necessarily have to scroll so much to figure out what is going on within the niche. So if we're looking at red light therapy belt, we can see that the search volume is 2,500, which is, drastically larger than what it was for just red light belt. So more people are searching using this keyword. The 30-day revenue is 862,000, which is very solid. We've got an average revenue per seller of almost 18,000, which is very good as well. We can see that the 30-day units sold is over 12,000, but the average per seller is 259 units over 30 days. I like to see numbers that are close to 500 or less. The reason why is because when you're starting out, you're going to start with 500 units of the product. And so that's all you're going to have in stock. If you're looking at products where the average amount of units being sold is 1,000 or 2,000, you're not going to be able to keep up with your inventory. So I actually do like looking at that number more. And then we've got average BSR, or best sellers rank, meaning how quickly the product is selling, is at 82,000, which is a little bit on the high end. I like also that it shows you what the minimum is and the maximum. So the minimum, 9,500, the maximum, 420, almost 430,000. So that's pretty high. It's not giving an average price here, which is a little annoying because we want to see what that is. But I'm sure once we pull it up using the X-ray tool, we'll be able to see what the average price is. So I'm not too worried about that. And then we keep on going and we can see other data like where the sellers are from. This one, it looks like the majority of the sellers are based in China, some US sellers and some that we don't know. And then the size tier, this is also a good thing to look at because it shows you just the breakdown of the size tier that these products fall within. So large standard is fine, small standard is fine, but what we want to avoid is oversized. But we can see here that the vast majority do fall under large standard, which is a good sign. And then we can see that the fulfillment, it's mostly, 100% FBA or fulfillment by Amazon, meaning that these are all going to be prime. So there's not going to be any options where the seller is the one fulfilling it. They're pretty much all going to be fulfilled by Amazon. And then this here just gives you a breakdown of the different sellers as well. You can organize it how you want, but I'm going to use the X-ray tool to look a little bit more closely. Before I do that though, I'm just going to scroll real quick to see what we are looking at in terms of the competition. And I really only see a few that have super high reviews, like this one here. And then the rest of them are relatively low. And this is actually very interesting to see because a lot of time has passed since I last looked at this product, and it is still actually not that competitive. And I have to just assume that this product is either expensive or potentially maybe it falls under some category that is gated. My mind immediately goes to medical device, but this isn't a medical device. Don't quote me. I don't know if it is a medical device or not. And maybe that's the reason why there aren't that many sellers or there's not that much competition. But let me slow down real quick. Let's just look at X-ray to see what's going on here. So for red light therapy belt, like I said, the searches are higher. I'm going to click on the historical graph real quick just to see. And it looks like there's a giant peak here, August of 2023. I don't know if it was on like Oprah's favorite products or something. I don't know. Anytime I see such drastic spikes like this, I just feel like it was a viral moment, and it doesn't seem like that would be normal, especially if we look at how it has done over time. It looks like the average searches have hovered anywhere between 1,000 all the way up to maybe 3,000 searches, but it doesn't seem to typically go all the way up to 20K or even 18K, 10K. It looks like it has definitely simmered down over the last couple of months since it spiked in the summertime. So with that being said, we can see all of the other information here. Now we can see the average price, which is $70. That is great. We don't want to sell anything that is under $10 by any means, and ideally $15 or above is what we would be looking for. And what makes me really, really happy to see is the average reviews is 259, and we want to only sell products where the average reviews for the niche are 200 or less. So 259 is a bit over, but what I'm going to do is take a look at our results and just kind of filter out the things that don't belong here. So for example, you can see these results that have the SP in the front. That means sponsored, and these are things that we can remove from our results because they are duplicates. Since they are ads, they show up elsewhere organically, and we only want to see what shows up organically, not what is paid for. Does that make sense? So I'm going to go ahead and filter results with this button right here on the right hand side. I'm going to just click hide sponsored products from results. Click that box, check on apply filters, and so now it's removed all of those. Now what I want to do is something I always do, which is organize my results by revenue, and I want to know who is making the most money from the top down. So if we click on the revenue column once, it goes from bottom up. If we click on it twice, it goes from top down, and now it's organized in a way that is clear for me to see. One other thing that I always do is bring over this column here that says review count. I will bring it all the way over and put it right next to the revenue. That way I can compare the performance of the product as far as how much money it makes with how many reviews that the listing has, and that helps me understand the data a little bit more. So with this very first one here, they only have 110 reviews. They're selling for $75, and they're doing almost $74,000 a month in sales, which is awesome. What I want to do is click on their sales graph, and this will also show us historically how much money they have made. It can even show us when they first launched this product. So again, by default, it goes to 30 days. We can click on 90 days. We can click on 1 year, and we can click on all time. And at the time of recording this video, we are at the end of November 2023, and it looks like they just launched at the end of August 2023. So August, September, October, November. They're only 3 months into their launch, and they're already doing 74K a month, which is insane. As we can see, it looks like they had a really high day here. Again, not sure if maybe they had some ad running on TikTok or, some celebrity or influencer mentioned their product, possibly, but this seems to be an outlier for sure. And then it looks like as time has gone on, it's kind of hovered at a more average pace, and they are growing. I mean, we look at their trend line and it is positive, even though there have been some dips here and there. So they're doing really well for only 3 months in. And then we can see the next top seller, they're also doing over 73,000. And if we click on their graph, It looks like they launched in 2022, so they've been around a lot longer. They've got a whole year on that other seller, and they look like they're actually trending down, which is interesting to see. I'm going to look at maybe one more graph. This one, they're doing $64,000 a month, and they're trending positively, which is a good sign for sure. All time, we can see, oh, they just launched. They launched literally 1 month ago at the time of recording, maybe a month and a half. They're doing really well, especially if this is the first product they've ever launched. They're doing well. It looks like things are picking up, and I would just guess by the top of the new year, the demand for this product would increase. So maybe we can come back and check in on this one, but 2,500 is the search volume right now. And let me look one more time. Oh yeah, we saw this big spike. I forgot what it looked like. So I'd be interested to see as we round out the year if it increases or not. But anyway, yeah, this is a product that I wanted to sell. I think the reason I didn't sell this product is because of how expensive it is to source. So if the average selling price is $70, we can safely assume that this product will be relatively expensive to purchase in bulk. So one way that you can kind of test this, well, there's two ways that you can test out what the product might cost. So one of the ways is to click on this button down here that says Find Suppliers on Alibaba. And when you click on that, it'll give you some suppliers that you can take a quick look at to see what the pricing might look like. So this one, $50 to $55 a piece, $35 to $38 a piece. 50 to 55, 23 to 29. So there are some cheaper options, but you would really have to dig a little bit and see who would be the best manufacturer to get this product from. With that being said, I don't know what the profitability of something like this would be, because if you're paying, there's so much variation. If you're paying $22 and selling for $70, then yeah, you could be profitable. But if you're buying it for $50 and selling it for $70, you're not going to be profitable. So it really would come down to how cheap you can get this product made for, and that would really be the determining factor here, because no one cares if you're making $74K in revenue a month if you're not profiting any of that, because you're spending so much on the product itself, right? So that is one way that you can look and see what it could be costing. And another way that you can look is if you click on one of these sellers, and I'm just going to click on the top seller to demonstrate, and you click on Helium 10. Again, this is why I love Helium 10. It does so many different things. You can go ahead and click on this tool here called Profitability Calculator. You click on it, and what it does is it kind of shows you what the amount of money might be that they're making. I say might be because no one knows for sure aside from the seller themselves, right? So if the selling price of this product, and I'm not sure why it says 0 here, but let's say that the selling price of this product is $60, and the manufacturing cost, let's call that $25. You can take a look and see how much money you could possibly make on each one that is sold. And I say possibly because it just depends on how much you're able to negotiate with the supplier for, how much you sell it for, how you differentiate it. Those will all be factors that will impact whether or not you'll be profitable with the products. But potentially you could be looking at a net income of almost $19 per unit on this product. So it's definitely something to look at. I'm not saying that this is a good product for you to sell. I'm just saying that the reviews are low, and for a person with a healthy budget to actually purchase this product, this could be a reasonable product. But for someone who's very first starting out, I would not recommend selling such an expensive product because it's more risky. You're spending more. So by default, there's a higher risk of liability or a risk of loss because you're spending more, you have more to lose, if that makes sense. Which is why I always recommend that for your very first product, you should be looking at something that is $5 or cheaper per unit, so that you are not going a little bit too over the top with your initial investment into your products. You have to spend money to make money, but just because you spend a lot doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make more because you're spending more. Does that make sense? So that is where we are with this product. I Have to say that I'm kind of glad that I didn't sell it, only because I would think that such an expensive product would have higher revenue numbers. I'm a little bit surprised that they're just kind of lingering at 74K. I would think that this product would at least have a couple of sellers in the six figures per month, but it does not. So with that being said, I don't really feel like I missed out too much on this product. I think everything happens for a reason. So I will just leave this one there. And then there's one more product that I want to show you guys that I almost sold. And this was like back when I first started my business. I was so excited about this product because I knew that it was so tiny. I knew that it was going to be lightweight, and the numbers were insane at the time. I don't know what they look like now, so I'm excited to kind of revisit this product now that it's been, what, 5 years since I initially looked at it back in 2018. So I'm going to go ahead here and click on Show Full Summary with Helium-10 once again. Woo! Oh my goodness. So, wow. This product is still insanely in demand. It is still making insane money. Like, this just blows my mind. So anyway, what we're looking at here is the search volume. So remember how for the last product we looked at, the search volume was 2,500. This is 104,000 searches per month on Amazon for last year. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said it, but this is last year. The 30-day revenue is $7.5 million from last year, and the average seller is making $157,000 a month in sales. The 30-day units sold, 300 and almost 11,000 units. The average is 6,473. So remember how I said when you're starting out, you're going to have about 500 units? This is 6,000 on average. So you would need to stock up a lot of this product to kind of keep up with the demand. And that's just not really realistic for a beginner seller. I already know that the average reviews are going to be really high for this product, but let's hold on and see what that looks like in a second. Real quick, let's just look at the breakdown for the size tiers. It looks like it's about half and half, a little bit more for large standard, and then we've got small standard. And then we see all of the different competitors here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and use the Helium-10 X-ray tool once again. Let me go ahead and click on that, and let's see what we're looking at. As we're looking at this last year, we can see that the search volume was 104,000 searches, which is crazy. The total revenue 7,500, but as I suspected, the average reviews are up over 6,500 average reviews, which is just astronomical. And if you are doing your product research and you see a product that looks really great in every other way and the average reviews are this high, I am so sorry. This is tough love. You need to run away from this product. It is just way too competitive, and there's no way that you'll be able to launch as a new seller and stand out and make money. I'm just telling you right off the bat, unless you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising spend and budget, this is not a product that you would want to sell. Again, this is me just keeping it real with you. But for funsies, let's just look at the revenue and see who is selling the most. It's this brand here called Grande Lash, and I've definitely heard of them before. I think they're in retail stores as well. Of course, you've got the big brand like Maybelline, Revitalash. Some of these are private labels and some are just big regular brands. But can you believe that Grande Cosmetics with their Grande Lash is making $3.7 million a month just through Amazon alone, not through their own website, not through anything else, just on Amazon alone. So they are absolutely destroying the competition. I mean, even the closest competitor, that's still them. The closest competitor is the Maybelline one, and they're at 1.2 million a month, which is still a really huge number, but it is less than half. So they don't really have any competition. And truth be told, if I were starting out selling on Amazon, I wouldn't want to be their competition either. And that's the reason that this would not be a good product to sell. At the time, the reviews weren't quite this high, but they were at least in the thousands. So I am still glad that I never sold this product, even though the markup, I'm sure, is really appealing, because if the average price is $28, you can bet that they're buying this product for like $2 a pop. So they are marking it up at a really, really high percentage. It's small, it's lightweight, it is a simple product. So whoever got into this niche when it first started popping off, blessed. They are living their best lives. But at this moment in 2023, going to 2024, is this a good opportunity? Absolutely not. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of walking through some of the other products that I have considered selling in the past but didn't quite pull the trigger on. If you would like a part 2 of this video, just let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know as well. Happy product researching. Make sure you grab Helium 10 using that link in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.